Imagine you are wiring, I don't know, 100 screens for a massive sports bar or maybe a corporate trading floor.
Right, a huge setup.
Exactly. You get the whole network running, and then suddenly you realize you need 100 power outlets that you completely forgot to budget for.
Oh yeah, that is a classic nightmare for AV installations.
It really is. I mean, that's what happens when you are just trying to get video from a server to a screen efficiently. So today, we're doing a deep dive into some specs from an HDTV Supply product page.
Yeah, specifically looking at the Vitec AVPLY-R R9310 receiver.
Right. It is a pretty dense read, but it actually holds the secret to how enterprise video systems pull off these massive feats. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, at its core, the R9310 is basically a standalone hardware bridge.
A bridge between what, exactly?
Well, it connects practically any display directly to an IP network.
Yeah.
And it receives these full 1080p 60 IPTV streams.
So it is not like your typical consumer set-top box.
Exactly, no.
Well.
A normal box just grabs a standard broadcast signal.
Okay.
But this thing is handling really complex, data-heavy network video.
Right. So it's less like a standard TV antenna just grabbing a signal out of the thin air.
Yeah.
And it's more like a super high-speed mailroom, you know? It's taking thousands of tiny digital IP packets from the network, ripping them open and reassembling them into this continuous 1080p picture.
That is a great analogy, actually.
And it has to do all that, 60 times a second without dropping a single piece of mail.
Yeah, flawlessly. And the real trick to how it's deployed on the real world is PoE.
Power over Ethernet.
Right. It pulls its electrical power directly through the exact same network cable that delivers the video.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So you get this true plug-and-play functionality because you completely eliminate the need for a separate power outlet. No bulky power brick hidden behind every single TV.
Which means installation costs drop dramatically. But I have to push back on that a little bit, though. I mean, is relying entirely on a network cable for power actually a good idea? It seems like a pretty massive vulnerability to me.
How so?
Well, if your main network switch goes down, doesn't your entire building's video system just instantly go dark?
Okay, I see what you mean. It's technically a single point of failure, yes.
Right.
But in an enterprise setup, your main network switch is almost always hooked up to uninterruptible battery backups and huge generators.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so ironically, relying on the central switch for power makes these receivers way more resilient to localized power outages, much more than if you had just, plugged them into a standard wall outlet.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Centralized power means centralized backup.
Exactly.
But drawing power over a data cable, I mean, that means you have strict power limits, right? You can't just pull unlimited juice.
No, you can't. And what's fascinating here is that the R9310 actually achieves a 20% reduction in power consumption compared to its predecessors.
Wow, 20% is huge.
Yeah, right. And it doesn't do that by just dimming the screen or dropping video frames. It's doing this at the silicon level.
Like with a system on a chip.
Yes, a highly optimized one that only powers up the exact processing lanes needed for decoding the video, and it just leaves everything else totally dormant.
And to picture the scale of that, think about an airport, right?
Okay, yeah.
If you save just 5 watts per receiver, but you have like 5,000 screens across the terminals, you aren't just saving a few bucks on the electric bill.
Not all.
You're actually reducing the HVAC cooling load of the entire building because you have essentially eliminated thousands of little space heaters running behind the TVs.
Precisely. It significantly lowers the total lifetime cost of ownership.
Well, here's where it gets really interesting.
Right.
Because with that super lean power usage, you'd think this is just some dumb box-pushing pixels.
Right, but it's not.
No, it's actually running a built-in user interface. Administrators can use that exact same centralized network connection to push Archeo or third-party middleware directly to the boxes.
Yeah, it's incredibly versatile.
They can even centrally customize fonts and languages on a screen-by-screen basis just to match the viewer's native language.
Right, because centralized power naturally enables centralized management.
Which saves so much time.
Oh, absolutely. You aren't walking around to 50 different screens with a handheld remote control. You are managing the entire user experience from one single IT desk.
But if you're pushing premium, highly customized corporate streams across this massive network, I mean, you have to protect that data.
Absolutely. In any enterprise environment, security is paramount.
Right.
That is exactly why this receiver supports HDCPV 2.2 and secure media.
HTTP v2.2, that's essentially a continuous digital handshake, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It is a cryptographic protocol that proves to the server that the screen receiving the video is authorized and totally secure.
So it prevents anyone from intercepting or copying copyrighted content while it travels over the IP network.
Right. But it's not all cutting-edge digital handshakes, you
Wait,
know.
I saw it also has analog
It
outputs.
does, which is just a brilliant nod to practical IT environments.
Yeah. Because you always have old gear lying around.
Exactly. You can have this highly secure, encrypted digital stream coming in, but you can still output to older legacy CRT monitors or just older AV gear you might still have lingering on site.
So what does this all mean? Like, why should you, the person designing this network, care about these specific mechanisms?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this box really represents a major shift toward highly efficient, highly secure enterprise video systems.
Meaning you don't have to compromise.
Right. It proves you absolutely don't have to sacrifice high-end 1080p video quality just to get cost-effective, easily manageable hardware that respects your network's power and security constraints.
So to distill it all down for you, we are looking at flawless 1080p 60 video handling, cost-saving, and resilient power over Ethernet, a massive 20% power reduction down at the chip level,
Okay.
and deep UI customization.
And all of this sitting quietly and securely behind your displays.
Exactly.
You know, this raises an important question.
What's that?
As these dedicated enterprise receivers become incredibly efficient and heavily secured, will commercial smart TVs ever evolve to handle these complex network tasks natively? Or, when it comes to getting video securely and efficiently from a server to your screen, will there always be a need for a dedicated hidden box pulling the string?